Hi, my name's Bo Mountain. Yes, Bo Mountain. And no, the irony is not lost on me that I'm 5'10" and 160 pounds and should look like this guy. But we gotta work with what we've got, and what I've got is a passion for making things, like this fire pit cover behind me. I made it with reclaimed pallets that I cut, stained, sanded, and wood burned, and I think it came out pretty cool. When I started working with pallets, it wasn't so easy though. I scoured the internet and message boards looking for information on pallets, and there's no shortage of it there. But what I had trouble finding is something where it was all in one place. So what I thought I'd do is I'd put together a video helping you in finding good places to locate pallets, how to get them when you get them home, how to process them and take them apart, and some of the safety concerns that come with working with pallets. So with that being said, let's get cracking. Now, first, a disclaimer. This video is more geared toward type A personalities, just to let you know. If you're anything like me, you're a 41-year-old man with graying chest hair, and we're going to accept that because that's just the way it is now, and we're a positive person. But if you're also like me, you're somebody who likes things to be flush, you like edges to line up, and that's one of the challenging things about working with pallets. If you're a little bit open to things being off a bit, you're going to have a lot easier time than I did starting off. So let's take a look at the pallet. What you have here is your standard 48 by 40 block pallet with solid wood decking. I see that size as being the most readily available, so if you're picking up a bunch of these, make sure they'll fit in your car or truck first. Pallets are constructed with an upper and lower decking. This is a block pallet because it has blocks supporting the decking, but you also might run into stringer pallets. Stringers are long pieces of wood that run vertically and take the place of the blocks for support. I prefer getting block pallets because they are easy to dismantle, are lighter, and I mostly use the decking in my pieces anyway. If you're planning on a furniture project or aren't breaking down the pallets much, then pallets with stringers might be the way for you to go, as I find them to be a little bit stronger. Okay, now that we know what we're looking for, let's go find some. This is my trusty steed, Hoopty.
Body glove, limited edition.
We're gonna try to find some pallets. When I first started searching the internet, I thought finding pallets would be a breeze. In the US right now, there are over 2 billion pallets in use. Someone has to be throwing some out, right? Well, I don't live near any big businesses, so it was a little harder than I thought. One place that I read which is considered a great location to find pallets is at your local nursery. They frequently get their products shipped to them on pallets, which are then discarded. I've stopped by this one several times in the past and talked with the employees about it. I always make sure to speak to businesses before I take anything. This nursery puts their pallets by their trash cans. Well, this is the drawback. Either they have it or they don't. So in this case, it looks like we struck out, but we'll keep looking. Looking online for pallets can sometimes be helpful. There are some apps and websites that try to help connect you to people wanting to get rid of pallets, but I've not found them to be very accurate. Craigslist has given me the best luck so far, but make sure you see pictures first before you show up. Now look at this. Jackpot, right? Wrong. I actually pulled in behind one of those big box stores, and these pallets were just sitting there. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd start pulling these and throwing them in the back of my truck. But what you might not know is that big stores, they sometimes have deals with pallet manufacturers and leasing companies, and they're not throwing these out. These are to be recycled. So if you start grabbing these and throwing them in the back of your truck, you might be in for a bit of trouble if they catch you. So we're gonna keep on moving down the road and see what we can find. Small businesses can sometimes be your best bet since they don't have these lease arrangements. Try asking some of your friends who work retail to see if they ever have extra pallets. Construction sites are good places to check as well, as they're always getting palletized shipments. So I've been driving around for about an hour, hour and a half. It's hot, I'm sweaty. I've hit a bunch of businesses, driven behind them. I found one plastic pallet and then 2 beaten up nasty pallets that I wouldn't use for anything. That's why when I get my pallets, I go to the source. A pallet recycler or pallet yard is typically where I get my pallets from, and they're pretty easy to find. They're usually in an industrial area and have stacks of pallets everywhere. These guys know their pallets, and they can usually suggest what kind is best for whatever project you're working on. Those look good. Yeah, those will work. Careful of the paint. I just got it detailed. So I got 4 pallets that are relatively clean for less than the cost of 1 pallet at a home improvement store, and I didn't have to drive around for hours. For me, it's worth the price. All right, now for my favorite part, demo. Now, before we go to town, you're going to want to have a few things at a minimum. A hammer, a cat's paw or pry bar, safety glasses, gloves. Yeah, I got it from here, bro. What? Hearing protection, a screwdriver, crescent wrench, lantern. Yeah, that's not beer. Hey now. Cosmetics, essential oils. Essential oils?
You put the oil on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
All right, look, I'm not...
Put it on!
Okay, but unless this is pallet dismantling oil, this isn't going to work.
New from Essential Oils, pallet dismantling oil for all your pallet dismantling needs.
Stop. You don't need all that stuff. If you want to take a pallet apart by hand, all you need is a hammer, pry bar, glasses, gloves, ear protection, and a mask. That's if you hate yourself. Disassemble 1 or 2 pallets like that, and you'll feel it for days. You could step up to a pallet disassembly tool, many of which are sold online. Here's one I welded up myself. It's called the Palletnator. We've had some good times. But overall, I don't like the brute force method for dismantling pallets, and here's why. You see this little spawn of Satan? It's called a spiral nail, and it's not meant to come out easily. Pallets carry hundreds of pounds of weight, and pallet manufacturers use fasteners like this to make sure they stay together. That's why I don't like the brute force method of dismantling pallets. It tears up the ends of the board and ruins the nail holes, which is what gives the pallet board so much character. If you want to take apart a pallet quickly and easily, you're going to want to step up to power tools. This is a reciprocating saw, and they can be relatively inexpensive, and you can use them for a ton of things. Reciprocating saws have blades that you can buy specifically for cutting through nail-embedded wood like a hot knife through butter. Another great tool for dismantling pallets is a circular saw, like this one. I don't like using the circular saw because you end up cutting off the nail holes, but it might work for you in your project. Before I start using the reciprocating saw, I use a hammer and chisel to loosen the boards. So I call this part the rib cage because, and I haven't found a good way to take it apart, so I'm just going to cut it up. Now, by using power tools, I was able to dismantle this pallet in about 10 minutes, and I got 16 good boards out of it. Now, just because I love you guys, we're going to do the same thing manually with another pallet, and we'll see what results we get. No good. Number 2. Whew. Okay. I took apart a pallet manually, and I'm not gonna lie, after 25 minutes I started using the reciprocating saw. It just wasn't working for me. It's not you, baby. It's me. Additionally, I broke 4 decking boards trying to pry them off. Now, I was never good at chemistry, but 16 minus 4 equals 12 good boards versus the 16 good boards I got from using the power tools. Times have changed. You know, you've moved on, I've moved on. Finally, look at this little field of nightmares looking to send you to the emergency room. Power tools cut the nails off, making it easy to remove them from the decking board. We can still be friends, but I think... Oh, come on. Now that we've got these pallets dismantled, it might be a good time to talk about these little stamps. These stamps can tell you where a pallet was manufactured and how they were treated. What you want to watch out for is any pallet that has the letters MB on it. This stands for methyl bromide, which is a toxic pesticide, which you don't want to use as part of your pallet projects. You might have seen these EPAL stamps too. This signifies that these are Euro pallets. These typically have consistent high-quality wood, which makes them ideal for furniture making. Also, pallets transport everything from pharmaceuticals to dangerous chemicals, so if you see one with something spilled on it and you don't know what it is, don't use it. And pallets are stored in filthy places. If your project is going to be near food contact areas, it's not a bad idea to give the pallet boards a wash in diluted bleach to kill any germs. You're going to be kicking up a lot of sawdust and debris, and you don't want to be inhaling that. Some people think it's overkill, but I've got kids and I don't want to take any chances. So you got your pallets dismantled. So now what? First off, buy 2 to 3 times the amount of pallets that you think you're going to need. There are going to be some cracked and ratty boards that you're just not going to want to use. If you're making a flat surface like a tray or table, be prepared to put in a lot of sanding and planing time to get a true flat surface. Pallet boards come in various thickness, widths, and lengths. There's another good reason to pick up some extra pallets. It allows you lots of boards to choose from in mocking up your piece and seeing what will fit. And if you're making furniture, consider getting the higher quality Euro pallets. While they are typically more money, they look nicer and are more sturdy than the traditional pallets. Working with pallets is something that I'm truly passionate about and really enjoy, and hopefully some of the information that I shared in this video will help you if you're considering working with pallets as well. If you have any pointers or suggestions, please feel free to add them in the comments section, and thanks a lot for watching.